Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining today. Please be sure that you can see my screen and are properly logged into the meeting. Thanks so much for joining. We're excited to cover a few topics within Uber for Business today. So our team would love to hear your questions today. So please be on the lookout for the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen and feel free to submit any questions you may have at any given time. In terms of an agenda for today, firstly, we're going to be kicking things off with an overview of Uber for Business and how we best work with our partners. Then we're going to be doing a deeper dive into our product portfolio, touching on travel programs, meal programs, and Uber vouchers. Lastly, we'll be wrapping things up with a Q&A session, which we are really looking forward to.
Thanks, Kayvon. Today, you'll be hearing from both myself, Ali Hooley, and my colleague, Kayvon Carroll, who you just heard from. We're both members of the Uber for Business sales team. So we wanted to start with a look into Uber for Business. Many of you may be familiar with travel, meals, or delivery through Uber. Uber for Business leverages the power of Uber, making it available to businesses, as well as their employees or guests. From one business hub, companies can manage employee or guest rides, meals, and even event solutions, whether virtual or in person. Today, Uber for Business partners with more than 150,000 organizations across 26 countries.
Here at Uber for Business, we offer flexible solutions centered around mobility, meals, and delivery on behalf of our partners. These employee-facing programs allow for organizations to proactively manage, track, and really optimize how employees interact with both Uber and Uber Eats for business purposes. As you'll be seeing in a bit, they're both simple to set up and robust enough to keep up with the ever-evolving landscape of ground travel and employee meal needs. Next, we'll be looking into our product portfolio, starting with employee travel and commute programs. The two ground transportation solutions our partners most benefit from are business travel and commute programs. These programs allow for company administrators to set policies around how employees engage with each respective program. Examples of policies are cost, usage, and geolocation. These allow for streamlined solutions to be simply rolled out, while company administrators can have the peace of mind that the company policies are being adhered to automatically. A couple of common examples would be for business travel. You may want to have a program that has a flexible monthly budget so your employees can have their Uber rides covered by the company within a certain limit. These can be used for airport trips, client meetings, or any other use case you can think of. For employee commute, the company may want to geofence their office location within a certain half-mile radius to ensure that employees are using it properly to get to and from the office. And you may want to limit the trip number to 2 days to 2 business trips per day.
A recurring employee meal program is a great way to offer customized perks to employees, whether they're working in office, remote, or hybrid. An employee meal program works the same way as an employee ride program does, like Kayvon was just mentioning, in that from the back end, company administrators can customize their program and invite their team to join the account. From here, employees will be able to use their business profile on the Uber Eats app or website to charge eligible meals back to the company account. Companies can set up programs for individual orders or group orders if ordering together at the office. Meal program policies include day, time, location, expense code memo, and even alcohol restrictions. While employee ride and meal programs are more recurring offerings, or what we like to call set it and forget it type of programs, vouchers is an additional solution that's most frequently used for ad hoc events or initiatives. Vouchers is also available on the Uber for Business dashboard and allows organizations to offer an amount towards meals and/or rides to employees or guests at scale. Vouchers can be used internationally, and a company is only charged on voucher redemption. Additionally, companies have visibility into usage and spend with Uber vouchers. There are currently 3 types of vouchers available, and they're highlighted here on the screen. There are vouchers that are available for all Uber products, so rides or meals, vouchers for Uber Eats only, and vouchers for Uber rides only. So we wanted to take some time here to actually walk you through the Uber for Business hub. So with that, I will turn it over to Kayvon to show you the backend dashboard.
So as everybody should be able to see here, we are logged in with a company administrator view to the homepage of the centralized Uber for Business dashboard. The first tab, as highlighted here on the left, is the activity tab. The activity tab is great because you can keep a real-time track of all the Uber usage that employees are taking at the company, whether it relates to meals or Uber rides. As you can see here, what's automatically captured in real time is the name of the employee, the location at which they utilize the service, the program and service that they were utilizing, whether it's commute, business travel, or meals, and also the line item amount is clearly listed right here. To get a more in-depth analysis of an e-receipt and what service is utilized, you may click into any line item like so. Oftentimes, our clients enjoy leveraging this data by downloading reports for any sort of time frame that they have in mind. If you wanted to get an example of this, you may click onto this date frame to take a look at any month spend, and you may download that activity in a CSV file by clicking this button right here. This oftentimes helps accounting teams reconcile charges and helps the company understand what they're spending with Uber to make sure everything is within compliance. Next, we'll be taking a look at the People tab here, which our company administrators use to actively manage their Uber roster at any one given time. So as you can see, by clicking on the People tab, you'll have a full list of all the company employees that are enrolled within the Uber program. If an employee has a little green circle next to their name, that means that they're active, they have a business profile, they're able to use the Uber services that the company's granted. If they have a little yellow orangish circle next to their name, that means the employee has been invited, but still needs to take action to join the account. As you can see here, employees' names are clearly listed, as well as their group. Examples of groups typically relate to what sort of rules and policies should a subset of one employee have versus another subset of employees. So a common example may be for the company's executive team, maybe they're enrolled within some Uber programs, but the restrictions are very light. they're able to take as many Ubers as they'd like within any sort of spend cap at any given time. Versus a sales team may only be able to take Ubers Monday through Friday and spend a certain amount of money throughout the course of the week. This process can be easily managed with the group tab here, which will give your company admins insight into what employees are bucketed appropriately and what sort of rules and restrictions apply to each of those respective employees. Next, we'll be looking at the Programs tab, which is how company administrators may be able to create and customize any number of Uber programs, implement rules and parameters from within the centralized dashboard. When you create a program within the centralized dashboard and put those rules and policies in place, those rules will be automatically pushed out to both the Uber and Uber Eats platforms that employees are utilizing. So you can have the peace of mind that you're giving employees flexibility to either get where they need to go or feed themselves, while they're also simultaneously adhering to the company policies in a very automatic way. So now let's go through an example of what creating a program and instituting some of these rules looks like. First, we'll click on Build Your Own. Next, we'll click on Build Your Own Eats. So for example, if you were going to roll out a meal program, you'd go through this flow. Scroll down a bit. You can name the program whatever you would like here and describe it accordingly. This is for internal tracking purposes. This program name is what is going to appear on the Uber Eats platform that employees are dealing with. And if you scroll down, you can get a glimpse into what are some of the rules that you can create around this meal program. So for example, if an expense code or job number or client matter is required, you can either make it required, not required, or optional by clicking this field here. You can control the spending allowance by clicking down to this field here. So common examples may be covering the full cost of a meal, covering a partial cost of a meal. You can control that subsidy amount right here, as well as what locations are employees able to pick up a meal and what locations are employees able to have a meal delivered. Additionally, as Allie mentioned before, if you need to restrict alcohol, you can do that through the Item Restrictions tab right here. Upon making some of these changes, you simply select Save at the bottom right here. And those rules will be automatically captured in the dashboard, which again, pushes it out to the employees' Uber Eats platforms so that if they are ordering on Uber Eats, they have to order within the parameters that the company set forth. It's a huge advantage for our clients in using this platform, so we definitely want to make sure everybody's taking advantage. Next, I believe I will allow Allie to present on some of the voucher capabilities we have.
Thanks, Kayvon. As mentioned, you can reach the vouchers dashboard in the administrative dashboard by clicking on the Create Vouchers button, or you can come straight here by visiting the vouchers dashboard directly. So, welcome to the vouchers dashboard. This is where all the vouchers magic happens. On this homepage, you're able to view any active, upcoming, or completed vouchers campaigns and click into each campaign for tracking and redemption information. The term campaign refers to a group of vouchers. When creating a new voucher, we'll click this button here. And you'll have three different options. So you could opt to create a voucher for all Uber products, vouchers for Uber Eats only, or vouchers for Uber rides only. Today, we'll walk through an example to create a voucher for all products. Under Event Details, this is where you begin customizing your voucher campaign by adding the event name and selecting an event start time and end time and date. There's also an internal memo field available. This could be for anything from an expense code to an internal note, anything that you want pulled back into monthly reporting and tracking. Under voucher details, This is where you would customize the voucher value. First, you'd select how many people will be receiving a voucher. In this case, there are 100, and then choose what type of voucher coverage you want the voucher to have. You could choose to cover a percent or an amount towards one or more meals, or maybe even a flexible credit value that functions more like a gift card. And that's what we have here in this case. This cost estimator tool on the right-hand side of the screen will show max potential cost for this voucher campaign if every single voucher is claimed and redeemed. But a company's only actually charged on what's used. And then lastly, under voucher value reloads, you can set the voucher to expire on the date that you've set in the previous page, or if you have more of a recurring event or initiative, you could make this voucher more of a recurring type of voucher. Next, we will have the option to upload recipient names or emails directly to the voucher dashboard in order to send vouchers via email or via text message. If adding recipients in bulk, there's an option to either upload a file or paste a list of recipients. Alternatively, if you're adding just a few people, you can also manually enter recipients here. So before sending the voucher, there's an option to send either one general link to all voucher recipients or unique voucher links to each recipient. General voucher links are often used if the voucher is to be displayed on a Zoom slide or is made into a QR code maybe. Really quick and easy for distribution. Unique voucher links are really helpful in providing more granular reporting and control around voucher usage. Once you select Confirm and Continue on your voucher campaign, the voucher links will be sent to recipients and will appear in your active campaigns so that you can begin to track redemption. You can also make edits here to active campaigns. And with that, we will head back to the final portion of today's webinar.
Thanks, Allie. So in wrapping up, we are going to do a quick conclusion, which is Uber for Business is a seamless platform that is going to allow your company to enroll, manage, track, and optimize employee programs as they relate to travel and meals. Within policy controls that you can set, administrators will be able to automatically enhance rules while giving employees the flexibility they need to get where they need to go and to feed themselves. With the vouchers tool, you can create and customize any number of voucher campaigns to help enhance ad hoc events and initiatives at scale. Whether it's providing transportation or meals for virtual events or in person, Uber vouchers will have you covered.
Great. So with that, we thought we'd take the last few minutes to open things up for Q&A. So we got the questions that you've put into the chat box. And let me take a look here. Awesome. So let's get started. The first question here is, what types of payment methods do you accept on Uber for Business, and how am I billed? Good question. So for account payments, companies could use a credit card on either a daily or monthly bill basis, or a monthly ACH bank transfer. Depending on how you want to set up your account, what type of programs you want to enable, there are a few different ways that we could set this up, but ultimately you could use either a credit card or work an ACH bank transfer. Ultimately, there are two types of accounts I did want to take a minute to note. The account that we kind of looked through today is centrally billed. So there's one payment method on the back end, could be used across all programs that you enable. If you have a situation where you have employees traveling for business, ordering meals while traveling for business, and they're typically using their corporate cards, everybody has their own corporate card. We do also have a corporate account that can work with corporate cards as well and can integrate with your expensing platform. So just wanted to put that out there. 2 types of accounts, but ultimately credit card or ACH bank transfer are 2 different payment methods there. And now, Kayvon, I'm going to throw a question to you. It is, can Uber for Business be used for international employees or guests? And that is related to employee programs and vouchers.
Thanks, Allie. The answer is absolutely yes. I would say it's one of the best differentiators and biggest value propositions for the global partners that we work with is that Uber and Uber Eats can both be leveraged globally within the business ecosystem that we provide. There is a quick differentiation where if it's going to be an employee program, which relates to more of that recurring use case for either ground travel or meals, for the most part, employees can utilize those programs anywhere in the globe they're located at which Uber or Uber Eats is live, right? So if you have employees that are based in the US or based overseas and Uber or Uber Eats is live in those markets, you can have the peace of mind knowing that employees can participate in the business programs that you roll out. For vouchers, it's a bit different. Vouchers is actually a product that is utilized more on a country by country region because it's a bit of a separate tool that we offer through the centralized account. So we do have good international coverage in Europe, Asia, Africa, all across the world with vouchers, but it's not quite as expansive as the employee programs. So I think if you have a global footprint and you're interested in utilizing either rideshare or meal vouchers, the best way to determine if the voucher is live in any respective country would be to submit a question, get in touch with an Uber for Business representative, and they can follow up with you accordingly with a full country list for both ride vouchers and Eats vouchers so you can best understand where that coverage applies.
Awesome. And then next question here, can you add a meal program without adding a travel program and vice versa? I love this question. Yes. So the dashboard is completely customizable to fit each company's needs. So if you want to enable a meal program, if that's applicable, if you want to enable a travel program, that's only applicable. Maybe you only want vouchers, or maybe you want to start with one, add one later, enable everything. Completely customizable and open to however you want to go about it. And then another question here, Kayvon. What's the difference between programs and vouchers?
So this is a great question. I think there's a couple ways to answer it. In layman's terms, it might not seem like there's a ton of difference between programs and vouchers in that you're essentially helping your employees tap into the existing infrastructure on both Uber and Uber Eats in a way that typically allows it to be centrally billed back to the company. However, from a product perspective, we'd want to note that it's really about what you and your company would like to accomplish versus, which product makes the most sense to roll out. So some of the key differences are for programs, how employees utilize those are within the Uber or Uber Eats app. There's going to be an associated company business profile that lives in the employee's app 24/7 that they're able to toggle to associate charges straight to the company. These are pretty much designed if your company is interested in rolling something out on a very ongoing or recurring basis, like we mentioned. So this could be for people that are business travelers. It makes sense to give them the business profile because they have crazy busy schedules. They're traveling all the time. We should give them that flexibility to toggle between business and personal whenever they need to. Versus vouchers are actually going to be utilized on the personal profile for employees or for people that are outside of your business. So I think about vouchers more as a way to support the ad hoc initiatives that your company has, because at the end of the day, what a voucher is at its core is pretty much usable Uber or Uber Eats credits that you're distributing more in that one-time fashion, versus programs are utilized via business profiles more for that recurring basis. So I think that's pretty much the main difference between the two products. However, both of them are excellent ways to help provide Uber's existing products in the business ecosystem. Just depends kind of on what you'd like to accomplish. And if there's any sort of further questions people have around this, again, our team is totally here to help clarify which may make the most sense.
Cool. And then I think we have time for one more question. And this is one of my favorite questions. It is, what happens if recipients don't use their voucher? So I think this brings in a really important aspect of vouchers and the Uber for Business account in general. So vouchers specifically, they are only charged to a company on redemption. So if somebody doesn't use their voucher, there's no cost to the company. Really nice for cost savings. You're still able to offer a voucher. If they're used, awesome. And then any that aren't used aren't charged. But I also think this is a nice way to segue into the Uber for Business account as well. Important to note that the Uber for Business account, travel and meals, is free to set up and maintain. So when you are billed, is the previous question answered, when you are billed, it's only on usage. So whether it's a program or vouchers, you are only charged for what's actually used between rides and eats. Awesome. So I think that is it. So we just wanted to end here and say thanks for joining. To learn more about Uber for Business, please feel free to visit the website here on this screen. And to get in touch with a member of our team, we've also included a link here below, that link that's underlined here. So please feel free to reach out to us. We're always happy to chat. And with that, we wanted to thank you and hope you enjoy the rest of your day.